I woke up at 5 a.m. in North Goa and rode a scooty for almost 1 hour in complete darkness just to reach what Google calls the best sunrise beach in Goa. But when I finally reached there was not a single person around. In this video, I'll show you my complete 3-day Goa itinerary, the places that were absolutely worth visiting, and a few that were not worth the hype at all. From sunrise beaches and parasailing, to Goa's craziest nightlife at Baga, peaceful evenings at Candolim, historic places like Aguada Fort, and the famous Dear Zindagi Road. This is 3 days in Goa, the real experience. Welcome to Goa series. This is part 2 on Pallavi Travel Life. Let's start day 1 of this Goa journey. Day 1 of my Goa trip started very early in the morning.
अभी 5 बज रहे हैं और हम लोग जा रहे हैं यहाँ से सनराइज देखने।
I had searched online for the best sunrise beaches in Goa, and Holland Beach appeared at the top of many recommendations. Since I was staying in North Goa, I decided to ride almost 1 hour on a scooty early morning to reach this beach and catch the sunrise. But in reality, this is where planning a trip only based on internet recommendations can sometimes be misleading. The route to Holland Beach early in the morning was extremely quiet, with very few lights on the road and almost no people around. By the time I reached the beach area, the surroundings were completely silent and isolated. When I finally reached the beach, I was honestly surprised. There was not a single person around. The path leading to the beach was dark and deserted, which made the entire place feel a bit uncomfortable, especially if you're traveling alone. Instead of the peaceful sunrise experience I had imagined, the atmosphere actually felt a little strange, frightening, and empty. Another thing I noticed was the cleanliness issue. There were several empty liquor bottles and litter around the beach, likely left behind by people partying at night. If you are staying in North Goa, I personally don't think this sunrise spot is worth a long early morning ride. There are better and more accessible beaches to start your day in Goa. After that early morning experience, I returned back to North Goa. Over the next 3 days, most of my exploration was focused around this part of Goa. The sunrise ride had already been quite long and tiring, so I decided to take some rest during the day. By evening, once the energy of Goa slowly started coming alive again, I headed towards one of the most famous beaches here. By evening, I reached Kalangut Beach, one of the most famous beaches in North Goa. Often called the Queen of Beaches, Kalangut stretches for almost 7 kilometers of golden coastline and sits right between Candolim and Baga Beach. Because of its central location, this beach has become one of the main hubs for tourists, offering everything from water sports and beach shacks to shopping and nightlife. But with popularity comes crowds. Kalangut is easily one of the busiest beaches in Goa, especially during evenings. When tourists arrive for sunset and water activities, the beach is also well known for water sports like parasailing, jet skiing, and banana boat rides. And you'll find many operators offering different packages along the shore. When I visited in the evening, the beach was full of energy. Water sports activities were still running, and several operators were offering packages depending on what activities you want to try. I decided to go for parasailing, and honestly, it turned out to be one of the most exciting experiences of the trip. As you rise into the air, you get a completely different perspective of Goa, the long coastline, the beach shacks, and the Arabian Sea stretching endlessly. It's a short ride, but the thrill and the views make it memorable. Water sports are usually available until around 5 pm. operators may allow bookings until around 5:30 p.m. depending on demand. Now evening and night atmosphere. As the evening progresses, the atmosphere of Kalangute begins to change. The beach slowly transitions into a lively evening destination with music, restaurants, and beachside dining compared to nearby Baga Beach. The nightlife here feels slightly more relaxed and less chaotic, making it a good option if you want to enjoy music and food with a beautiful sea view. Kalangut Beach offers a complete Goa experience at water sports, sunset views, beachside dining, shopping, and nightlife all in one place. If you're visiting North Goa, this is definitely a must visit spot, especially if you want to try parasailing or other water activities. After enjoying the evening at Kalangute, it was time to explore another side of Goa, the famous nightlife at Baga Beach. One of the most famous nightlife destinations in North Goa is Baga Beach. It's located between Kalangut and Anjuna. Baga is known for its golden sand coastline, beach shacks, and most importantly, its vibrant nightlife. For many travelers, Baga Beach is considered the heart of Goa's party scene, especially between October and March, when tourism is at its peak. Because of its popularity, Baga is also one of the most crowded beaches in Goa, especially during weekends and peak tourist season. The real action here begins after sunset, when the entire area transforms into a high-energy nightlife zone. When we reached Baga Beach at night, the energy was completely different from the daytime beaches. The entire stretch was filled with music, lights, restaurants, and crowds enjoying the night atmosphere. The most famous area here is Tito's Lane, which is considered the center of Goa's nightlife culture. Walking through Tito's Lane, the crowd was almost unbelievable. We also visited Club Tito's, one of the most iconic party destinations in Goa. Inside, the atmosphere was full of excitement. DJs playing loud music, people dancing, and everyone simply enjoying the party vibe. Now about entry fees. For couples, it is rupee 1,500. For a stag male, it is rupee 2,000. For ladies, it is rupee 1,000. Dan party usually continues until around 3 am. Baga Beach is easily the most energetic and lively nightlife destination in Goa. If you want to experience the true party culture of North Goa, this is the place to be. After experiencing the high energy nightlife of Baga, we decided to explore another beach just a few kilometers away, Candolim Beach, located in North Goa. Candolim is known for its long, clean stretch of golden sand, relaxed atmosphere, and beautiful sunset views. Compared to Baga and Kalangut, this beach offers a much calmer and more balanced vibe. Many first-time travelers assume that nightlife in Goa only means loud music in crowded clubs like Baga. But Candolim shows a completely different side of Goa. Peaceful, relaxed, yet still lively enough to enjoy the evening. When we visited Candolim Beach, the difference was immediately noticeable. The beach felt much less crowded, and the environment was calmer compared to the party zones nearby. Soft music from beachside shacks, warm lighting from restaurants, and the sound of waves created a very relaxing atmosphere. We enjoyed the place so much that we came here 2 nights during our trip, spending time here until late night simply enjoying the peaceful vibe. Another interesting thing I noticed was the number of foreign tourists here, especially older couples who seem to prefer this quieter and more comfortable environment. Candolim Beach offers the perfect balance between relaxation and nightlife. If you want music, good food, and a lively atmosphere without overwhelming crowds, this beach is an excellent choice. one of the best beaches in North Goa for couples, families, and travelers who prefer a peaceful evening experience. After exploring the beaches and nightlife of North Goa, the next day we visited one of the most iconic landmarks of Goa, the famous Immaculate Conception Church in Panaji, and Para Coconut Tree Road, popularly known as the Dear Zindagi Road, Our Lady of the Immaculate Conception Church, a symbol of Goa. This church is one of the most photographed places in Goa, mainly because of its beautiful white staircase architecture that stands right in the heart of Panaji. Many travelers come here not only for religious reasons, but also because it represents Goa's Portuguese heritage and colonial history. We visited the church during the afternoon, and the drive from North Goa took around 30 to 45 minutes. The journey itself offers some beautiful scenic views of Panaji city as you approach the church. When we reached there, the architecture immediately caught our attention. The symmetrical white staircases, bell tower, and elegant design make it a perfect spot for photography. We spent around 30 minutes here, taking photos and simply enjoying the peaceful surroundings. Even though it's located in the center of the city, the atmosphere inside feels calm. The place is well maintained and offers a quiet moment to appreciate Goa's history and culture. Best time to visit, morning or evening for better lighting. Maintain respectful behavior as it is an active place of worship. This church is a short but meaningful stop that beautifully reflects Goa's cultural heritage. From Panaji, we continued our journey toward one of the most famous scenic roads in Goa, Coconut Tree Road, popularly known as the Dear Zindagi Road, after the 2016 film starring Shah Rukh Khan and Alia Bhatt. Located in Para village near Mapusa, about 5 kilometers from Baga and Kalangute, this narrow road has become one of the most popular photo spots in Goa. The road is lined with tall, perfectly symmetrical palm trees, creating a cinematic landscape that attracts travelers, photographers, and Instagram creators. We reached Para Road during the evening around sunset, and the atmosphere was simply beautiful. The sunlight filtering through the palm trees created a very calm and cinematic vibe. To enjoy the place even more, we decided to rent a bicycle and ride along the road, which made the experience even more enjoyable. We spent around an hour here, capturing photos and videos. It's definitely one of those places in Goa where you can create Instagram-worthy photos and trending reels while also enjoying a peaceful scenic drive. If you search Para Road Dear Zindagi Road on Google, it may show the wrong location. Always check it on Google Maps. That's the correct one. I made this mistake so you don't have to. Para Road may look simple, but its beauty lies in its symmetry, peaceful atmosphere, and cinematic landscape. The next day, we headed towards one of the most historic landmarks in North Goa, Aguada Fort. Built by the Portuguese in the 17th century, this fort is considered one of the best preserved Portuguese forts in India. The name Aguada comes from the Portuguese word agua, meaning water, because the fort once had a freshwater spring and a huge cistern capable of storing more than 2 million gallons of water for passing ships. Aguada Fort is one of the most visited historical sites in Goa. So naturally, you will see a large number of tourists here, especially during afternoons. We actually started a little late that day. And after February, the sunlight in Goa becomes quite harsh during the afternoon, which can make exploring the fort a bit uncomfortable. Even with the heat and crowds, Aguada Fort still gives a strong sense of Goa's colonial history. The fort is built using laterite stone, with massive walls designed to withstand monsoon storms and sea winds. From the top of the fort, you get breathtaking panoramic views of the Arabian Sea, along with views of Cinqueram Beach and Candolim Beach stretching along the coastline. It's also home to one of the oldest lighthouses in Asia, built in 1864, which once guided ships entering Goa. Because of the strong sunlight that day, we spent only about 30 minutes exploring the fort, capturing some photos, and enjoying the views before heading down towards Cinquerin Beach. Now about entry fees. For an Indian citizens, it is Rupee 25. For foreign nationals, it is Rupee 300. For a South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation Nationals, it is Rupee 25. Carry water, cap, and sunscreen, especially in summer months. Plan around 45 to 60 minutes for exploring the fort. Aguada Fort is definitely a great place for history lovers, photography, and panoramic sea views. If you are visiting Goa for the first time, it's absolutely worth adding to your itinerary. But if you have already visited before, the experience may feel a bit repetitive. After spending some time at the fort, we headed down towards the nearby Cinquerin Beach, where we relaxed by the sea and spent the rest of the evening. And with that, my 3-day Goa itinerary finally comes to an end. During this trip, I stayed at 2 different properties. Grand Mercure Candle Inn, a 5-star luxury property offering comfort, great location, and premium hospitality. And Ginger Goa, which is a more affordable and budget-friendly stay option. I will soon share a full detailed review and experience of both these hotels in a separate video, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Goa is not just about beaches or parties. It's a destination where nature, history, culture, and nightlife come together to create a unique travel experience. I hope this 3-day itinerary helps you plan your own Goa trip better. See you in the next frame. Until then, stay connected.